We are in the Ikeda Theater. This is our largest signature theater, and you can come here and see world-renowned artists. You can see Chicago Symphony Orchestra perform in this amazingly acoustic space, and it's the best kind of theater because it's a variety of experiences that can happen here. You can have Broadway, you can have chamber orchestra, you can have solo singers. John Legend himself has been on this stage.
Insane. I just got goosebumps. Hey y'all, welcome back to City Limitless, where we explore Mesa and beyond its city boundaries. I'm your host, Ashley, and I'm so excited. We're kicking off season 4, and we are going all in on arts and culture. We want to dive into this scene that our locals and our fellow visitors get to experience when they come to Mesa. And I'm so excited because we are sitting here in the Ikeda Theater down here on Main Street at the Mesa Arts Center, and we are joined today with Mandy Tripoli. Welcome.
Thank you.
How's it going?
It's going great.
Do you know what's so crazy
yes.
is you're a face I met on LinkedIn. And when we were scheduling Zool, still had never met you.
Yes.
Email exchanges, and I'm sitting right before maternity leave at a local wine bar, and you
yes.
just walk in and we do this, hey, hugs all around, like
yes.
bright, warm smile. And from there, it just kept growing. And I'm seeing stuff on LinkedIn. I'm like, this is somebody I need to talk to. Fast forward to 2025, and in Mesa Leadership, we're doing one of our classes here on site, on campus, and you're the guest speaker. And I knew I wanted to talk to you, but your presentation, I was like, oh, I need my mic right now. I need to go talk to Mandy right now. And I have a crazy idea because where I want to do this, I'm hoping that we can pull this off, which was in the Ikeda Theater. And you're like, yeah, like, let's do this.
Let's do it.
And I just feel like you're such the right person to kick off our 4th season and dive into the arts and culture scene because you've seen the evolution of Mesa and what all of this looks like. So I just want to say thank you for your time, your team's
Absolutely.
time, for getting this coordinated and letting us kind of run these crazy ideas and make them come to life. But that's who you are. And I'm so excited to just dive deeper into that. So with all of that being said,
yes.
Executive Director for the Mesa Arts Center, tell me about yourself.
Sure. So I think it speaks a lot to Mesa in itself that it started with a LinkedIn profile picture, and then it ends with us meeting in a bar in downtown Mesa, in an amazing, all these restaurants that are popping up in downtown Mesa. So I love that that's how we found each other. And then again, later at Mesa Leadership Programs. I think that's the best part about this community in Mesa Arts Center. So I was actually born in a house just down the street from the Mesa Arts Center. So I've got a front row seat to this community from day one. And I love that. I've always been really proud that I'm born and raised in Mesa, Arizona, and now get to be the executive director of this amazing facility that was built by the community. So local girl takes over local art center. Nothing could be better.
Another local, born and raised Mesa,
yes,
Arizona.
all right.
I appreciate this story so much, and I call myself a unicorn because
Sure.
Arizona being the melting pot that we are, you
yes.
don't find a lot of locals in Mesa. So the evolutionary standpoint of what I knew Mesa was as a child, what you knew what it was, to
Sure.
what it is now, and also being a contributing member literally in the city that you grew up in is just so wild. But I want to touch on the conversation that you presented to our class, and that's what really drew me to want to pursue this conversation. There's a couple different facets that I want to touch on. First is Mesa Arts Center is a city entity, which is not a normal thing. Can you tell me about that?
Absolutely. So we are a little bit of our own unicorn as the Mesa Arts Center. So in 1998, the citizens of Mesa chose to tax themselves through a quality of life tax initiative. And that initiative was approved, and the city of Mesa then built and now, as today, owns and operates the Mesa Arts Center. So we exist because the citizens of Mesa said yes to arts and culture. They said, yes, we want to live, work, and play in an amazing space. They said, yes, we want to see an ecosystem that is creative, that has economic vitality, that brings visitors from across the world to come experience this amazing facility. So we will always be the Mesa Arts Center. We will never be owned and operated by anyone else because the citizens chose to tax themselves for this incredible facility. In 2002, when that first shovel hit the ground, they were not just building something, they were creating opportunities for citizens, families, community, and our visitors to experience world-class art on this stage right here in the heart of Mesa, downtown Mesa.
And it's a beautiful campus. Growing up, like we've mentioned, this was a staple for senior pictures.
Yes.
I remember just gawking and I'm like, Mom, I need to get my senior pictures there. And then now having children and bringing my kids to AltFest, they're hanging out in the same spots that I once was as well. And it's a timeless piece right here, like you said, in the heart.
Yeah.
But then you also touched on my next point, community. Mm-hmm. You just gave a presentation with your guys' podcast hosts, and I want to dive in to the differences that you guys do out in the community that not a lot of people actually see.
Sure.
Can you give that viewpoint for us?
Absolutely. I do think that sometimes the Mesa Arts Center is still the best kept secret in Mesa, in the Valley, in the state. And so we need to do a better job about storytelling. And I think that part of the work that we've done over the last 15 years that I've been here is focus on listening. So how does a facility like this get out and actively listen to our citizens, our residents, our constituents about what do you want to see from us? We don't want to assume that we know what we have is great and take it out to you and say, here, take this wonderful thing. So the beautiful part about those last 15 years and the work that we've done in community engagement is asking communities what they want to see from us. And so from that, we've had many initiatives both come forward, fail forward, and thrive. One of our initiatives that was really a hallmark of community engagement was our mobile arts-based engagement lab. We started a program where we were asking community what they wanted to see, what they wanted from us, and a mobile unit was part of that conversation. So you may remember there were art buses in Mesa Public Schools back in the day. So those were fantastic. But what could this look like? So now Mabel has been around since 2020. And it's a small 10-foot trailer that's beautiful that can pop up in any community and not be overwhelming. There was a lot of conversation about a large bus or a trailer. That can feel overwhelming if you want to be in someone's neighborhood. So Mabel can pop up and turn into anything. It can turn into a movie theater. It can turn into an art gallery. It can turn into a ceramic studio. And so the best part of the work that we get to do in community engagement is to go out and listen. Our teaching artists are in your community and they're returning on what the best part of what we are in arts is that creativity piece and that building community and bringing community together. I'd say another kind of hallmark of that is we are in the Ikeda Theater. This is our largest signature theater, and you can come here and see world-renowned artists. You can see Chicago Symphony Orchestra perform in this amazingly acoustic space, but then you can walk outside and maybe AltFest, our Art, Light, and Technology Festival is happening, and you see graffiti artists or break dancers. All those things belong in Mesa, and all those things are part of the offerings in what we do. So Mabel is just one example of how we are out there in community, popping up in parks, in community centers. I'd say you mentioned Zool earlier in the conversation. That was another hallmark program that Zool Bailey did a performance, a 3-hour Bach performance in our Piper Theater, and he broke the wall. He started talking to the audience. He started telling the audience about what he was performing so that not assuming they understood what they had come to experience. And from that, classical music Inside Out was born. And so Zool Bailey, classically amazing artist, comes to town about 6 times a year, and he brings artists with him. He curates our Classical Music Inside Out series now, where the performers are on the stage, but they are also in hospitals. They are at the Mayo Clinic. They are in our library, and they are making sure that music is accessible to everyone. And you get to see them on a world-class stage, or you get to see them in your local park. This is what Mesa Arts Center really does well, is we belong to the community. We are part of this community, and we want to build in partnership with you.
I love it. Like I get chills thinking about that because now I'm reflecting back, kindergarten me doing the big bus. I think I have the
Yes.
worm in a drawer somewhere, to be honest.
Yes.
And as you move forward, you know, I hear about everything that you bring to the youth, and I'm just like, gosh, if I was 15 years later, you know, I'd get to experience
Yes.
this. And it is very magical. It is so cool to watch how the community is embracing everything you guys are doing. But not only that, you guys are embracing the community. There's talk, but there's walk behind it. And I'd actually say like run
beautiful.
behind it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So with that, you were mentioning AltFest. I kind of want to talk about a couple of those different bigger community engagement events that you guys have going on. Can you tell us a little bit more about those?
Sure. So about 12 years ago, we were hosting this festival on our campus called Spark, and that led to Spark After Dark. And one thing I'm really proud of is this facility has always been willing to grow, shift, change, flex, adapt. And so the festival itself turned into, we want to do something big, one night, and Art, Light, and Technology AltFest came forward. So last March, we launched our very first AltFest. One March night it happens, and the community comes out and they play with us after dark. So we have installations happening, we have film screenings, we have ways that you can get engaged with art, light, and technology, and it becomes an immersive space. This campus, even in the daylight, can be a little intimidating, and we want it to be a place that you come to play, to experience, and festivals are a great way. They're free, they're accessible, you can spend as much time as you want. You're not having to commit to a seat for 3 hours of an experience. You get to make your own journey as you get to explore our campus. So AltFest happens inside our theaters. It happens inside of our studios. It happens down in the museum. So you are just finding your way through our campus, exploring different creative engagements as a family, with friends, and it's become one of our signature events that we can't see not doing in the community moving forward.
It's phenomenal. And you guys are coming back with this March as well.
We are.
And where can people find details about that?
So you can find details on our website, mesaartscenter.com, our social media. We're going to start sharing really fun clips about the artist and what they're creating, what type of interactions you're going to be able to encounter, where the projection pieces are going to be happening on campus, because everyone's going to need that selfie moment in front of those. Yeah. So we look for more information there.
So tell me a little bit about Clue that is happening.
So Clue, childhood favorite to many, right? So the best part about Mesa Arts Center being in downtown Mesa is when we get to collaborate with the restaurants, with the stores. So Clue is an immersive experience. You're going to come to Mesa Arts Center, you're going to pick up a map, and you're going to invest in solving Clue by hitting different spots in downtown Mesa. It'll run throughout the month of March. There's multiple start times, so come down at any point in time to pick up a ticket and experience this, and let us know what you discover along the way.
Again, so fun.
Yes.
Going back to the root of community engagement, and I want to dive deeper next into the classes, because again, I guess if somebody were to take a word for a year, but for a lifetime for you guys, is community, because it's rooted in everything you touch.
Sure.
And I want our audience to really get a full understanding of the classes that you offer to the community and the different types of communities that you do have that outreach with.
So Mesa Arts Center has been around for more than the 21 years that this campus has existed. And part of the heart and origins of Mesa Arts Center were our studio classes. So on our new campus here, we have 14 visual and performing art studio classes.
Wow.
So you can show up any day and try your hand at ceramics, glass blowing, drawing and painting. We have a black and white photography lab, very old school, that you can dive into.
It's coming back. It's coming back.
Yes. We have jewelry making, we have welding, we have dance studios. You can take belly dancing. It's one of our longest running classes, one of our longest instructors that we've had.
Oh my gosh.
So it's amazing opportunity to come, and if you don't think you're creative, you are. You can fail forward in any one of our studios. We have so many artists, but also community members coming out here to access these programs. And again, they're insanely reasonably priced, because as you mentioned, we are owned and operated by the City of Mesa, and so we are here for community. You can invest in a 18-week class, or you can come one weekend and do a cuff bracelet workshop and feel like you've accomplished something and you are now an artist yourself because you came into one of our classes. We do printmaking. It's really an incredible activation. When we talk about this ecosystem that exists on our campus here, we have these beautiful theaters, we have studios, we have this shadow walk that fills with festivals, we have a contemporary arts museum, so you can really come play and try your hand at anything here.
Now, Contemporary Arts Museum. I want to talk about that because that is free to the public, which is, again, another phenomenal feature. You're just one after the other. And you guys are moving through art installations right now. Can you tell me what we can expect for this upcoming season?
Sure. So we have about 15 exhibitions each year. Mesa Contemporary Arts Museum is a free institution. So any day you show up that we're open, you're going to get to access a contemporary art space. And the best part about the work in a contemporary arts museum is that it's the work of living artists. So they're having dialogues about things that are happening today. They're interpreting through their world lens. So you can come into the space, you can relate, you can question. We have amazing gallery spaces and curators. We have family days on Saturdays where you have an opportunity to come down and experience the art. But to have a free contemporary art museum is an incredible accessibility point, because museums can sometimes feel like they're not for you or your family. And so by eliminating that barrier of a price point, the City of Mesa has really invested in contemporary art, and that experience is for everyone.
Yeah. Now, we're in an interesting year in our country's history.
Yes.
It is the 250th birthday, and I have to know, what are you guys doing to celebrate?
Absolutely. So we are celebrating alongside Craft America, that is doing Handwork 2026. And so for 47 years, Mesa Contemporary Arts Museum has presented a contemporary craft exhibition. So we're celebrating our 47th this year. So in partnership with Craft America, we too will be celebrating handwork. So clay, fiber, how artists use these things to tell stories. So you can come. We have 3 sites now. So Mesa Contemporary Arts Museum is one of the 3 sites nationwide that we'll be celebrating in partnership with PBS. You can watch the films.
Wow.
But we will be a site, and we will have an opening for our craft exhibition to celebrate the handwork of Americans.
Oh my gosh, what a fun tie-in.
Yes.
I think that's going to be so neat. Now, we're on a podcast, but you guys also have a podcast.
We do.
And it is so fun because I feel like when we were revamping yours came up, and I was like, oh my gosh, can you tell me a little bit about your guys' podcast here?
So I think this is such a great storytelling element.
Yeah.
Podcasts are accessible when you just come back to that word constantly. And so if you want to learn something more or have an opportunity to dive in, a podcast is where it is at. So we also have the great opportunity here at the Mesa Arts Center to work with incredible artists. I'd say the best part about being in downtown Mesa is that when artists like Wynton Marsalis from Jazz at Lincoln Center are in town, we're going to take them to the local coffee shop. And you might run into Wynton Marsalis and have a conversation around civic dialogue out of the blue. But if that doesn't happen, then our podcast is there for you. So it's hosted by our Director of Community Engagement, Tomas Stanton. He's a poet, he's a storyteller, and this is what we want to do, is we want to tell the stories of the artists that are here so that you get to learn a little bit more about them. We are also relaunching our Faces of Mesa podcast, where we talk to local Mesa people too.
Oh my gosh, congratulations.
Thank you.
I love that.
And so you get the local stories. And you get to hear what's happening in this amazing town. So our podcast is moving into its 3rd year.
Yeah,
and so
congratulations.
Thank you. So we're really excited to see what that continues to be, and to listen to what stories do they want to hear on this podcast, or what journeys.
Where could our listeners find Tomas and your guys' podcast?
So again, our website is the best place to go at mesaartscenter.com, and to find all the links to our various podcasts. Our YouTube channel is thriving with our podcast stories and our Faces of Mesa podcast experiences. But we all have a story to tell. And the Mesa Arts Center has so many access points to different stories and different artists and different humans that we decided we wanted to share that out and play in community. Also, in COVID, we all went
we all dove into podcasts
and virtual. So we were like, we have this skill set now.
Yeah.
We transformed an old music studio that we had into our co-lab space. So community labs, storytelling. And so this is now where we've invested this energy that we feel like we've always been really good at, that storytelling piece, telling stories of artists through a museum or for a live performance. So into the podcast place we went.
I'm all for it. I love it. Now, just wrapping up a little bit, we are in the Ikeda Theater. Can you tell us about the other theaters? You've mentioned a little bit throughout our segment, but I just wanted to dive a little bit deeper because when I walked on this stage to do a sight check, I don't know if I could ever do this in front of an audience. My heart sank. And I just was like, is this how performers feel? It's intimidating. It's gorgeous. It's huge. The acoustics in here. And I am not a singer by any means, but can you just tell our audience about the different theaters, should they come here, what they can expect in them?
Absolutely. So I would be remiss to not talk about this amazing space that we are in. And so this is the Tom and Janet Ikeda Theater. And when the Mesa Arts Center did open, there was an opportunity for naming rights for our theater spaces. And Tom and Janet were local Mesa business owners, and this is the legacy that they're leaving behind. They gave $1 million gift to name this theater, and it, at the time in 1998 through 2002, when they were raising the dollars to build, it was the largest campaign of giving in Mesa that they'd ever seen. To name these theaters, to invest in the Mesa Arts Center Foundation that does still exist today and is providing funds for our access and initiatives. So this is a proscenium theater, and it's the best kind of theater because it's a variety of experiences that can happen here. You can have Broadway, you can have chamber orchestra, you can have solo singers. John Legend himself has been on this stage.
Insane. I just got goosebumps.
And it's a great theater because it's there's really not a bad seat in this house. It's 1,550 seats, and you can see it's designed to look like a canyon. We're Arizona, home of the Grand Canyon.
Makes sense.
So you have all these beautiful edges and rounds, and it's a very amazing experience. And if a lot of our artists have said this to us as well. Like, do you still get nervous when you hit that stage? And they're like, if you're not nervous, you're not living.
Oh, all right.
So you're living.
I'm living, thank goodness.
So this is our largest theater. This is where we do a lot of our key programs like National Geographic Live, our Broadway series, but we also have the Piper Theater, which is a 550-seat theater. When Joe Jonas went out on his own, he was there in that theater, giving it a whirl. We have a black box theater, so that's an experimental place where you can turn it into whatever you want. We've done cabaret shows in there, and we've asked you to enter back of house to make the experience feel a little bit differently. And then we have a 200-seat theater that is incredibly accessible and is rarely booked by the Mesa Arts Center, but is rather used by all of our resident companies. And so 200 seats is a really amazing threshold for our local resident company, theater companies, dance companies to experience. But also, these theaters become a place for celebration. Yeah. We host so many graduations. We host so many dance recitals. We host Mesa Public Schools children doing performances. So when you are part of this community in the heart of downtown Mesa, if you haven't had a chance to be in our theater or be on our stage, we need to do better.
Yeah.
So these theaters are not only places for these world-class performers to come in and give performances, but for our community to access and come together to celebrate.
Well, and like you said, two types of bodies can exist on the same floor.
Yes.
And for a child, per se, who strives to be the Joe Jonas or the John Legends of the world, they can say that they've been on that same stage. And I think that's so special that here in Mesa, we get to hold that and
incredibly
give that
meaningful
back to the community. Now, we are in travel and tourism
Yes.
at Visit Mesa. I always wrap up and I need to know,
Yes.
when you are traveling, what are your top 3 must-have travel items?
I love this. So I am a picture taker, so I'm going to have my portable battery on hand because we take
Yes.
all of our pictures with our phones. I'm going to need a portable mist unit
Oh.
because I love the desert. And
So you're a tropical traveler.
and so I would love a little bit of mist in the air, right?
Yeah.
And so that's going to, London's a great place to go
I love
for
it.
those
I love
opportunities.
it.
But I think living in the desert, water is so fascinating to us. And so we love, when we travel here, we have the amazing Salt River, but we love a water destination.
I love that.
And so that's, not necessarily what I have to have, but it's an experiential that
Sure.
we're always looking for.
Sure. Well, Mandy, I want to thank you so much. Thank you for kicking off our 4th season. Thank you for truly setting the stage for
Yes.
what arts and culture looks like in Mesa. And we are so very lucky to have you and your team right in the heart of it all.
Thank you.
All right, guys, that's a wrap. You can check us out on YouTube. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
I need somewhere to escape to. Mesa, that's where I feel free, free, free. I'm on the way.